Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In a previous class, we discussed about respiration in humans. Today, we are going to learn about respiration in animals other than humans and rate of breathing. So let's start our class. So we know humans use lungs for respiration. Different animals have developed different respiratory organs depending on their habitat, like land, water. Let's first discuss about respiration in amoeba. And we all know amoeba is a unicellular organism. Unicellular organism means that are made up of only one cell, and that cell is capable of doing everything. So amoeba respires through simple diffusion across its cell membrane. And simple diffusion is the process by which molecules move from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration without the need for any energy or special carriers. Okay, and it happens naturally due to the random movement of particles. So, oxygen from water in which amoeba lives diffuses into the cell and carbon dioxide diffuses out. Okay. So, in unicellular organism or amoeba, no specialized organ is required and it is a type of cell membrane respiration. We know amoeba lives in water and it has irregular shape. Let me draw its structure. This is water. This is its cell membrane. And we know oxygen is dissolved in water. So oxygen from water diffuses into amoeba. Respiration uses oxygen and produces carbon dioxide. Okay, and after it, carbon dioxide diffuses out. All unicellular organisms like paramecium and planaria also depend on simple diffusion of gases for breathing and respiration. Okay, and it's a type of cell membrane respiration. Now let's talk about respiration in earthworms. Earthworms have moist skin that helps in exchange of gases. So the respiratory surface of an earthworm is its skin. So oxygen from soiled dissolved air diffuses through skin into blood vessels and carbon dioxide also diffuses out through the skin. And then this oxygen is transported to all the cells of the earthworm by its blood, where it is used in respiration. And this carbon dioxide produced respiration is carried back to the blood, okay, and it is expelled from the body of the earthworm through its skin. So when respiration takes place through skin, it is known as cutaneous respiration. And other examples of cutaneous respiration are leeches. And we know earthworms live inside the soil. When it rains, earthworms come out of the soil. Why? Because of the excessive rain, the pores of the soil get blocked by water and earthworms are unable to breathe, respire. That's why they come out of the soil. Now, let's discuss about respiration in insects like grasshopper, cockroach. Insects have a tracheal system. They have tiny air tubes called trachea. Okay, and unlike humans, insects do not have lungs or blood carrying oxygen. Instead, air reaches every cell through a network of tiny tubes called tracheae. Let's discuss about structure of tracheal system. The spiracle and the exterior surface. This is interior surface. These are trachea, and trachea are then further divided into these branches, tracheoles. Okay, first, tracheal system contains spiracles that are small external openings present on the body surface, and usually there are 10 pairs of spiracles in insects that can open and close with valves to regulate air entry and prevent water loss. Second, they have tracheae. These are the fine branching air tubes that extend from spiracles into the body. They are lined with chitin. Chitin is a tough substance to keep them open. Third, they have tracheoles. Tracheoles are the finest branches of tracheae, and they have very thin walls and they are moist and always in contact with body tissues. Tracheoles are site of gas exchange. O2 enters tissues and CO2 diffuses out. Oxygen enters through spiracles, then it is transferred to tracheae and then to tracheoles, and it is absorbed directly by tissues. And how carbon dioxide is removed? From tissues to tracheoles to tracheae to spiracles, and then from spiracles carbon dioxide is expelled out. Now let's discuss about respiration in fish. We know fish have gills that are covered by operculum. Water enters through the mouth and passes over the gills, where oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released. Okay, and these gills contain many blood capillaries for exchange of gases. Such type of respiration is known as tracheal respiration that occurs through gills. Fish has gills on both the sides of its head, and in fish, oxygen is absorbed by the blood and carried to all the parts. And carbon dioxide is produced by respiration, is brought back by the blood into the gills, and then it is expelled out into the surrounding water. Let me draw a diagram. This is the mouth. Gills are present here on both sides of the head, and they are covered by gill covers, so they are not visible from outside. So these gills absorbed oxygen from water and also expel out carbon dioxide to the water. Now let's talk about respiration in frogs. Frogs show dual mode of respiration. First, they have skin respiration, and skin respiration is known as cutaneous respiration. Frogs are in water. They use their moist skin for gas exchange. And when they are on land, they use lungs, and they also have bucopharyngeal respiration. This means that sometimes respiration also takes place through the lining of the mouth cavity. Now let's talk about birds. Birds have lungs like mammals, but with air sacs, they store extra oxygen. Okay, so this adaptation helps them in continuous supply of oxygen during flight. Oxygen intake happens even when exhaling. So such type of respiration is known as pulmonary respiration with air sacs. Respiration in birds is very special and highly efficient because flying requires a lot of energy. So they have evolved a unique system of air sacs and lungs that ensures their body gets a continuous supply of oxygen even while exhaling. And they also have nostrils, trachea, lungs, air sacs. So fresh air enters through nostrils, then trachea, then lungs, and it is stored in posterior air sacs. From posterior air sacs is pushed into the lungs where gas exchange occurs. And then oxygen poor air from lungs move into the anterior air sac. And at the same time fresh air again enters posterior sacs. Now let's discuss about rate of breathing. Rate of breathing means the number of times an organism breathes in and out per minute. It varies in different animals depending on their size, energy need, and environment. Average breathing rate in an adult man at rest is about 15 to 18 times per minute. And this breathing rate increases during exercise, fever, or stress. Why breathing rate increases during exercise, fever, or stress? Because the body's oxygen demand rises and carbon dioxide removal needs to be faster. And we know during exercise, muscles work harder and need more energy. So to produce this extra energy, cells do more respiration and this requires more oxygen and produces more carbon dioxide. Okay? And during fever, body temperature rises. So enzyme activity and metabolic rate increase and cells consume oxygen faster and produce more carbon dioxide. So to maintain balance, breathing rate rises. And stress activates the sympathetic nervous system and hormones like adrenaline increase heart rate and breathing. The breathing becomes faster and deeper to deliver more oxygen to the brain and muscles and prepare the body for quick action. Small animals like mice, birds breathe very fast because they have a higher metabolic rate that need more energy per unit body weight, and large animals like elephant, whales breathe slowly because they have a slower metabolic rate per unit body weight. Let's write down some examples of breathing rate of animals per minute. Humans have 12 to 16 times breathing rate. Cows have 25 times. Rabbit has 40 to 60 times. Dog has 30 to 40 times. Cat has 20 to 30 times. Elephant has 6 to 10 times. And mouse has 18 to 100 times. Okay. Why there is such difference between animals? First, the difference is because of body size and energy demand. Smaller animals lose more energy as heat, so they breathe faster. Second reason is habitat. Aquatic animals like fish take in oxygen dissolved in water, so their gill movement may vary with oxygen availability in water. Third reason is activity level. More active animals like birds, dogs have higher breathing rate. Okay, so we can say that the rate of breathing is inversely proportional to the size of the animal. Smaller the animal, faster the breathing. That's all for today. I'll come with another topic very soon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.